Hello, beautiful souls. This is video number 2 for today. This one, though, is just going to be tarot. Just tarot. I'm going to take my... No, I'm not. I was going to take my glasses off, but I'm kind of blind without them. So I was just doing a reading for myself really quick. And I thought it would be fun. I was not divinely led to do this, okay, this time. But I just thought it would be fun to come on here. This deck my daughter bought me, I think, for Christmas. Yeah. Anyways, it's a super cute deck, and it shuffles very beautifully, which I love, because I am a very tactile person, so let's just clear the deck, and we're just going to do a quick message and see what comes through. This message may not be for everybody. Please use your discernment. The big thing with tarot is understanding that when a reader comes publicly like this, not everybody's going to connect with every message. It's usually going to just be for a few people. It's very easy to hear messages and for your ego to want to connect to it, but really it needs to be from a soul level. So ask for the spirit of discernment when watching and while listening. And my intentions always with doing these readings is for the messages from your love teams to come through that you need to hear to help you in some area of your life, okay? I don't really do love readings, even though that is like all over the place on the internet. I don't believe in doing love readings. If it comes through in a message, that's different, but I do not do love readings. These are just messages. So, Holy Spirit, I've already done my protection, so we're good. There ain't going to be no evil entity sneaking through here trying to get into the cards. Don't worry. We're all good in the hood. Okay, here we go. First card. Oh, 2 cards. The Fool and King of Pentacles. And I'm going to show you these cards because I think they're just adorable. So, this is a masculine energy. I can read this one of 2 ways, so before I tell you what I'm seeing, let me get one more verifier. So, the Fool card is a 0, which is ending of cycles, new beginnings. King of Pentacles is an Earth card, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, I think. Could be wrong. I don't always remember what all the signs are. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I feel it is Taurus. Holy Spirit, give me one more clarifier on this Fool and King of Pentacles. So I am seeing in the cards, there is this, this energy of this sense of wonderment, because this cat is chasing a butterfly. But the feeling I'm getting is not like I want to catch the butterfly to eat it. It's more of like this curiosity. Oh, and I just heard curiosity killed the cat. And as he's hyper fixated on this butterfly, he's about to like step off the cliff because he's not paying attention. You know, sometimes we can get so hyper focused on the things in our life, because on this King of Pentacles, he's got his paw on a coin, he's got a crown on, he's sitting in front of this big castle. You know, it's very easy to get hyper focused on the 3D and the stuff, okay? And sometimes we can get so hyper focused on that as we're moving forward in life that we're not paying attention to the dangers that are ahead of us. And I don't mean this as a literal physical danger, meaning you're not paying attention to, I'm hearing, matters of the heart, things that are important, that are not just surface level stuff, you know, 3D stuff. We tend to put a lot of emphasis on career and school and money and things like that. And we often neglect the healing of our mind, the healing of our heart, our relationships, things like that. We push that stuff to the side because we consider that to be less important. Oh, that can wait. I don't really need to address that right now. It's not as important. What's more important is, and some of this is obviously coming from the need of survival, right? We need to have food in our stomach. We need to have a roof over our head, clothes on our back. If we have families, we have to provide for our children. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This could be, no, they said don't worry about that. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to turn my car on because I'm turning my air conditioner on. It's a little hot in here, even with the windows down. Okay. So yeah, there is a need to be careful on what you're focusing on. And with chasing this butterfly, it could be chasing dreams, it could be chasing fantasies. Yeah, that's one message off this, but I don't think it's the only message, so let's keep going. What else, Holy Spirit? There's this energy of feeling dumb, because I keep seeing hearing foolish. So someone might have actually been doing this, been chasing this butterfly, this proverbial butterfly in their life, and they were not paying attention to what was in front of them, and they walked off a cliff. They fell in a hole. And I'm seeing the image of the butterfly just flying away, and the cat's at the bottom of... It didn't die, but he's at the bottom of the hole looking up, watching the butterfly fly away, and now it's like, well, shit, how do I get out of this hole now? My butterfly's gone, and now I'm stuck in this hole. What other message do we have from this, Holy Spirit? And so I'm also very... Sometimes that can be, we come to places in our life where there's going to be opportunities to start something new. So I'm hearing like a new job, moving to a new city or state, new relationships. Heard new job again, so someone really might be struggling with maybe switching careers or something. And so this can be also a caution card of just, before you take that leap, look at what's in front of you. Look around. Look at your surroundings. Look at what's in front of you. Just, be cautious. Don't be a fool. Be cautious before you take that leap. Have faith and trust, and don't be afraid to take the leap, but also use your discernment. It's not about fear, okay? Because I feel like a lot of people, so the example they're giving me is, so I'm going to show you the card again. So the image they're showing me is that there's this invisible rainbow bridge that you can't see. It's hidden by those clouds. It's an illusion, right? And Spirit is saying sometimes fear will hold you back from taking that step of faith. But in reality, I see this cat taking a step in faith, and then all of a sudden the clouds clear away, and there's this beautiful rainbow bridge to the other side, and on the other side is everything they could have ever wanted for that situation, right? So if it's the job situation, it's like, okay, I'm going to take this leap of faith after using discernment, okay? And on the other side is you get to this job, and it's the best career you've ever had, Again, they keep emphasizing discernment, which would also be this King of Pentacles, because King of Pentacles are known for being grounded, down to earth, and smart, and logical, and good with discernment. But again, it's not about fear, it's about discernment. They keep emphasizing that. Because sometimes we can confuse discernment with fear, and we think we're making or holding back a decision out of discernment, but really it's fear. And the only way you can distinguish the difference is you really just have to go within and communicate with Source, with God, with Jesus, whoever it is you talk to, and really get in touch with your intuition. And they're showing me sometimes people will do a list, like a pros and cons list. But even that's not always going to be the best way to do it, because sometimes something may seem superficially on the outside, may seem like a bad choice, but you might be feeling intuitively it's the right choice. And then you choose not to do it because you choose to favor your logic and mind over your intuition, and then it turns out you were wrong, and then there's a whole new set of consequences. Whereas if you would have listened to your intuition, it probably would have worked out exactly how you were hoping it would. Interesting. They're saying clear this energy and give new ones. So there's going to be a separate message coming in. So that was probably for like 1 or 2 people. Alright, let's see. I love the way this deck feels in my hands. It's so nice. What other message do we have for those tuning in, Holy Spirit? I remember, I don't know who watches these, so I don't know who these messages are going to be for. I just heard the word Tom or Thomas in Tomball, Texas. Is that even a... I'm going to have to look that up. Tomball? That sounds familiar. I don't know, maybe someone's tuning in from Tomball, Texas? I only know like one person who lives in Texas right now. Oh, strength. I'm squashing that little mouse. That mouse can't get away. Mouse is like, hey, get off my tail, biatch. Someone might feel, because when I said that, I got this irritated feeling of someone's like, leave me alone, like just being agitated, like someone's bugging them, won't leave them alone. Could be, I don't know, I'm kind of getting this weird kid energy. The Devil. Ooh, these are major arcanas. Whoa, one more. And 10 of Cups and the Magician. I'm going to keep that bottom one because I feel that fits with what we're looking at. Let me see what the top card is. The Hierophant. Okay. So you got Strength, the Devil, dun dun dun, 10 of Cups, and Magician. Okay. So immediately what I was feeling off those first two is, this talks about needing to overcome the devil in our lives. And we're not talking about the Christian version of the devil. The devil in tarot represents many things, but for me it represents ego. It represents things that we feel chained to. It could be mindsets, belief systems, habits, people, anything that creates disharmony in our life. Because our natural state of being is we want to be zen, we want to be harmonious, and then that's our baseline, and then we kind of go like this, up above our baseline and below our baseline. And that's cyclical, and that's just part of being a human being. So, for example, you can be the happiest person in the world and live your life completely zen, and then someone dies and you're sad for a period. You know what I mean? Or you can just be totally, just totally zen and neutral, and then all of a sudden, you win $5,000 on a scratcher ticket and you're like riding high, So we're like this, but we're meant to be at a baseline, okay? So the goal is to move towards that baseline energy. And we do that through healing and becoming self-aware and all these things I always talk about on the channel, okay? Facebook, sorry. I have a YouTube channel too. So what I feel here is, I'm hearing season. So this could be a season where you're moving into, moving through the healing process. Many of you are kind of just now coming into this self-awareness, and literally like everything I've been talking about, I feel like is culminating for you in this season of life right now, and you're really breaking a lot of chains. Oh, I just saw someone might be pregnant. I just noticed that. Don't take that if it's not you. I'm not trying to scare you, okay? Or get your hopes up, but I just seen that on the card that there's a lot of things that are breaking free in your life right now because you're doing the inner work. I'll call him back in a minute. That's my son. So what that's going to lead to is this 10 of Cups and this Magician energy. Ten of Cups is, there's the rainbow on the card we were just talking about, okay? It's emotional fulfillment. It's having all your cups filled. This could be, mending within the family. I just heard restoration. And I'm hearing that saying, the grass was not greener on the other side. So this is learning to water your own grass, learning that you don't need to look externally outside of yourself and be envious of the things around you. I'm hearing someone might have struggled with temptation of outside of their relationship. I don't feel this energy that I'm getting. I don't feel that they actually went outside of their relationship, but I feel they were struggling with the temptation because this is a side story, that they felt, and this was a projection, but this person felt things were not what they wanted, so they were in that devil energy. And with strength, I really feel, I'm even hearing spiritual attachments. So this person might have had some really heavy spiritual attachments in their energy that were causing them to want to look outside their self for fulfillment. And through this healing process, what you're, as you're healing and breaking free of these chains and you're clearing these entities out of your energy, you're healing old wounds, you're stepping into your power, your self-worth and your value, you're learning to love yourself, you're beginning to see and recognize that the fulfillment was there all along, that you didn't need to go outside of yourself for that. You didn't need to go to another person or to, with the cups I'm seeing, maybe addictions. Someone might be self-medicating using, I believe in plant medicine, but I see here, they're showing me all the trees on here, that maybe someone was using plant medicine to self-medicate instead of, plant medicine is very powerful, but like anything, if it's not used with the right intentions, it can become toxic, right? And with this magician, it's through this process, you're beginning to understand that you had the magic within you the whole time. And we're not talking about magic like woo magic, but magic is just energy manipulation. It's understanding that the whole universe works on vibration and energy, and that you have the ability to guide that in the way that you want to create your reality. So that magic is within you. I'm not saying spells don't work. I heard someone say that. They do, but that's a video for another time. But this is not referring to spell work as much as it is understanding that you are a master manifester. You can create, co-create with Source the reality and timeline that you want to live in, but there's a process to it. With the one here, that's understanding that you need to be in alignment in order to make this happen. So this whole process of gaining your inner strength from Source, from God, from Spirit, breaking free from those chains of the devil, and it's not your enemy. Those chains were there as a way to help you to see your own power and worth. But you're not meant to stay in that energy. It's meant to be a teacher. They're just showing me that devil lived backwards is lived, right? In order to have that what's the word, Spirit? When you have the opposites, it gives you the perspective, right? The example they're giving me is how people who, I think it was my daughter who told me this the other day, people who have straight hair always wanted to know what it's like to have curly hair and wish they had curly hair. And people who have curly hair have always wondered what it would be like to have straight hair. So you always want what you don't have because you just want to have that experience. So we have these negative experiences in life, but they're there as teachers to help us. But the power is within us. With these two being on the outside of the reading, the power is within us to break free from those strongholds when we're ready, when we want to. Some people stay stuck in that devil energy for a long time because they don't believe in themselves yet. They don't believe they can break free, especially like addiction and things like that. I'm hearing porn, so someone might be addicted to porn. So sometimes people are, they stay in that energy for a long time because of their own beliefs, their subconscious beliefs that they can't get out of it. But there will come a point in your journey where you're sick and tired of being on those cycles and you realize, oh, I can jump off this wheel at any time and take back control of my life. I just have to be willing to go through the process. The process isn't easy at all, but it's worth it, because what you gain during that process is your power back. Okay? That's where that strength is. And that strength is coming from your connection to the divine and trusting your intuition and trusting in the process, believing in yourself that, one, you can do it, but two, that the end result will be what you're manifesting. So if it is that you're trying to heal from addiction, believing that you can heal and that you have healed, meaning there is a future version of yourself that has already conquered the addiction, and that right now what you're experiencing is just the process of getting to that point, okay? And what is that going to bring? Emotional fulfillment. You know, when I look at rainbows, I see that as the 7 chakra alignment, because the colors of the rainbow match the colors of the chakras, right? So that means you're in alignment. And when we're in alignment, mind, body, and soul, we're in the perfect energy for abundant flow and manifesting, okay? Ooh, that was really powerful. I'm going to cut it there because I just wanted to keep it short and just do a fun little reading. So I hope that... I was going to say, I hope that manifested for you. I hope that resonated for you, and I hope you guys have a great day. Namaste.